Buenos días, aquí estamos un día más en Spain Eurovision Info. Yo soy Aitor y hoy tenemos a una de las posibles representantes de Bélgica, Gala Dragot, que intentará representar a su país este próximo sábado, el día 13, el 14 de enero, con sus dos propuestas, que una de ellas será elegida durante esta semana. Hi, Gala, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So yeah, as we know, as I said, you can be the next Belgium entry for Eurovision for Liverpool in May. How do you feel about this, and how do you feel about when you found out that both your songs or your project was one of the contestants for representing Belgium in Eurovision this year?
Well, I was a bit shocked because it's great news and you don't really expect it. So when they told me that they chose me to go to the finals of Eurosong, and I might win Eurosong and might go to Eurovision, that's simply amazing. So yeah, it made me very happy to hear that I have a chance. I can have a chance to go to Eurovision. It's amazing.
That's amazing. So you're entering right now with two songs. They're called Thank You and Emotion Ollie. So they're quite like a similar vibe, quite dark, emotional ballads, with very deep lyrics and all that. Only one of them can make it to the final. Obviously, the show's been recorded already, but we don't know what the song's going to be until the show is released this week. And we kind of feel you got a favourite probably to compete for the Belgian ticket on Saturday. Could you maybe give us a hint on maybe your favourite song and what the songs are about as well?
Well, it's very hard for me to choose because I love both very much. But it's not like a problem, but there's a little problem with the songs. For example, Emotion Ollie, I love singing it so much because I can in my head, I'm like a character in a movie, and it's more like an acting performance, and I can really I feel allowed to exaggerate and to maybe also sing ugly because the song allows it. Like the snippet you've heard is still quite clean. I'm just singing peacefully, but there's another piece in the song that you haven't heard yet, where I can really exaggerate what I'm doing, and it just fits on the situation, so that's a kind of creative freedom that I miss in T'Inquiète a bit, because T'Inquiète needs me to be correct at all times. No, not at all times. I also have creative freedom, obviously, but I have to be cleaner, and so that's what really attracts me to Emotion Ollie. But then of course you haven't heard the full song yet, and I think in the total package that T'Inquiète might be more suitable for Eurovision.
Yeah. Can I ask, is T'Inquiète all in English, or has it also got French in it as well? Because obviously T'Inquiète is don't worry in French. So is there a bit of French in that song as well? Amazing.
There's only one word in French.
What? No. Is it T'Inquiète?
T'Inquiète is just the title, and it's the only word.
The only French word? Really? I was expecting a little bit of French and English, I'm mixing it because obviously I hear French titles, I think French words, So also Emotion Ollie and T'Inquiète, what are they about? Obviously we only heard a little bit of the songs. We can't really get a full idea of what they're actually about. So if you could summarize what the songs are about without giving too much away.
It's very hard for me to summarize them because both of them could have a different meaning for everyone. It could mean something else to you. You read the lyrics, for example, and you associate them with an experience you've had, and
Mm,
those experiences are different for everyone.
yeah.
I think for me, and I think for quite a lot of people, it will be relatable. For me, it's about like T'inquiète is about being scared of daring and doing something different. Maybe it's really about that. You'll see in the song, there's an evolution from someone who's in the beginning of the song, of someone who's very hopeless and doesn't know what to do. Like, no, you know what to do, but you're scared to do it. And then at a certain moment in the song, you realize that you've got one life and you don't have to waste it on thinking about what others are going to think. And you just have to do your like live your own life.
Yeah,
And
I love
so
that.
yeah, you'll feel it in the song, like the mood switches, and then you have like this more confident part, and you're not as vulnerable anymore. So both songs are very have like this political and social spirit that are like T'inquiète is more about the individual,
Mhm.
but Emotion Only is more about like I won't say it's about the society and government, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great. No, I mean, I study international relations, and when I hear like underlying politics, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to analyze this. This is exciting.
Mhm.
You know, when I first heard Emotion Ollie, the title, I thought it was about a guy called Ollie, and I was thinking every single girl in the UK had a bad experience with a guy called Ollie.
Yeah.
So it's like every UK girl goes to that title and think of, oh, Ollie, or we hate Ollie. We haven't even
No,
heard
okay,
the full song.
that's okay.
It's so funny. It's funny. No, we haven't heard the whole song. It's just English girls that have bad reputation of guys called Ollie. It's true. It's like a bit of a nationwide joke we have. But yeah, that's what I first thought. I was not expecting it to be that like political and stuff, but I'm really excited to hear all the lyrics, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, when you hear the lyrics,
Yeah, we'll see.
the lyrics are I wouldn't say they're not fucked up, but they like especially the first verse. It's like you read it and you're like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make sense. And also the title,
Yeah.
because early because
Okay.
it doesn't make sense. And the
Mhm.
song really doesn't have anything
Yeah.
to do with coding.
It is deep
So
and confusing also. A little bit. You're playing with us. Okay.
yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about
Love that.
the songwriting process? Like, have you been involved in writing both songs, and also towards the performance, live performance? Do you have like idea of which kind of performance? I mean, you already know, of course, which performance you will do on Saturday, and then if you win Eurosong, if you take the same performance to Liverpool, for example. Can you tell us a little bit more about the process of creating the song and the performance?
Okay. So both songs were written when I was 15. So I think around 2.5 years ago, and we wrote them. Emotion Oli was written in Paris, and Tankia is just written here in Belgium. But we never really had the feeling like, oh, this is the right moment to release them. So both songs were just there. So I didn't write them, especially for Eurovision. We already had them. And so when we heard about the open call, um, they were like, yeah, Gala, are you interested to participate with Eurovision? And I was like, why not? This is a great opportunity. And we were looking at all my songs, all of the demos, and we were like, these two are, let's say, the most suitable, you know? We send them in, I get chosen, whatever, perfect, great. And now about the performance, um, what if I win here? Wait, let me think. If the performance here is really suits the song, which I think it will, we might take that with us at Liverpool. We might also make it bigger because obviously I think the Eurovision stage is quite breathtaking, let's say.
huge.
Um,
Depends on the year, but yeah.
Yeah, much. It is. My friend actually went to the arena at like a couple of days ago. Apparently, it's quite a small actually arena compared to what he expected, like the actual Liverpool arena, because he was at
Okay.
a concert or something. But it's still huge though. It's still going to be big. It's like 9,000 people, I think, can watch it in there.
Yeah.
it's
I don't know how big
still-
it is in Belgium though.
no,
I don't know how big.
in Belgium we have big arenas. Wait, I didn't hear the question.
The arena in Belgium. Do you know how big it is in Belgium when you're going to perform at on like Saturday?
I think there's going to be around 2,000 people.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty decent.
Quite nice. It's quite
Yeah.
good. But yeah, my writing process usually I don't know, because right now how I write is different from like 2 years ago. It's still quite similar, but back then I don't know, I always had a very clear idea of what I wanted.
Mm.
And so I went to the studio, I felt the vibe, and I was like, oh, this. Which now, sometimes it's still that way, but I feel like now I'm more in like a searching phase. I'm letting all the doors open, and I'm going more with the flow, let's say.
Yeah, more experimental, more
Yeah,
trying new
I
things.
still write like normal pop songs, but
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels different. I might still write the same way though. For me, it just feels
Mhm.
different how I start writing. Yeah.
I mean, you are very
How
young.
about you start?
Sorry.
I thought you going.
Okay. Yeah.
Our Wi-Fi is like going.
I was thinking that yeah, because you started
Quite young when you were like writing songs and also like you took part in the Voice Kids. I guess that as you become older and you grow up, also your songwriting will change and your style will change. So makes sense. And yeah,
Of
talking more
course.
about your style and your career, we know that you were the first winner of the Voice Kids Belgium, the Flemish version, and that you sang songs of all kinds, but it seems that you enjoy the most the more jazzy vibe songs from like Nora Jones or Ella Fitzgerald, for example. And we can hear some resemblance of this style to your songs. Do you think it's? Would you say like this is your kind of the style that you feel more confident about when singing, or are you right now writing songs of other genre? What do you think?
I love jazz, and I love to sing jazz. And I think you can hear the jazz influence in my voice when I
Yeah.
sing, because like my songs are not jazz songs. They're not standards, or like they don't have the 251 all the time, you know. But I think you can definitely hear the jazz influence in the way I sing and the way I interpret things. I haven't written anything very jazzy yet. It's more like it always leans a bit more to the pop side rather than the jazz side. But I would love to make a jazz album one day.
Nice.
Amazing. That's great. Also, you have Albanian roots,
Mhm.
and we so you got great support from Albanians. You formed at Festival Kentis, you sung Contagious, and also you sung with your dad. So like, how does it feel having support from like another country that you're very attached to, of course? And how is it, seeing at Festival Kentis? Would you consider participating in 1 year, another year, maybe Belgium? Something Belgium 1 year, maybe entering for Albania. How would you feel?
So of course I was very happy to hear that they wanted me to perform at this festival, because it's a big festival. And I also thought it was funny because my dad actually performed there in the 90s. And
Oh, really?
yeah, because he used to be a singer as well. And then this song that I sang together with him, he sung that like 30 years ago, at the exact same show, which is very cute. And it was a very special moment for me to bring him on stage and sing with my dad. You know, it's very special
Yeah.
and intimate. But would I consider actually competing there?
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I'm very happy how things are going now. Of course, I have like Albanian roots. Both of my parents are Albanian. They speak Albanian to me. I'm very attached to Albania. I love going there. But I'm not gonna lie, like I'm also Belgian. I grew up here.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, all my friends, most of them are also like I speak Dutch with them, French with them. So you can't like there's both countries that I'm very attached to, but I'm more of a Belgian girl than an Albanian girl, I think, because
Mhm.
I went to school here, I'm born here, I've been here my whole life. But I do have like some Albanian tendencies.
Mm.
But
Of course.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, of course.
Did you hear the winning song? It's called Dunia? Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it? The winning
Yeah,
song from Best
yeah.
Contest? Do you
I
like
think
it?
it's so no. I don't like it that much. You know, at the Festivali Congress, you had Elsa
Yeah.
Lila.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah.
He won the jury prize.
Mm.
Yeah.
And at the moment itself, so backstage, there was like this huge TV for the contestants to follow the show. And we were watching, and I didn't know because they changed systems, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know the difference
This
between
year.
the jury prize and like the pub audience prize.
Yeah, and the audience
Winner went to Eurovision, actually, not the
Yeah.
jury one.
That was first. They changed it this year.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then we heard like, oh yeah, she won the jury prize. And I was like, yeah, because her performance, it was so good. I was there. I was in the, I witnessed it being there, not watching it on the screen.
Mhm.
I was like, no, I watched it on the TV, of course, but like, you know, you witness all the emotion. And
Yeah.
I looked at her singing, and it was so it was so honest. It was
Yeah, so
so
deep, so
intimate.
deep. Yeah,
It was
deep.
so
So
deep.
powerful.
Everything. She has she has a special voice
Yeah.
that really marks you. And only like the song was so beautiful. It was so emotional. It touched me. It really touched me. And that was like, oh my God, she's going to Eurovision. Finally, someone good. And then I heard Ria was going.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, like it's the public's vote. It's really not my kind of song. I was quite disappointed to hear that Elsa is not going because Elsa's song was really artistic and it was a beautiful song. Yeah, yeah, but it happened that way.
Yeah.
And now talking
More about Eurovision in general. What are your expectations for Eurosong, and if you win for Eurovision, like what do you expect from the contest? Apart from, of course, winning, everybody wants to win, but you expect to reach in this way more people and show your music to all the world. And also, can you tell us if you have any favorite Eurovision song of either Albania or Belgium or in general?
In general,
Yeah. Well, you had it completely right. I think I don't think it's an expectation, but it's a feeling that I will reach more people with my music, which I think is very important for an artist to be able to share your music. And I think that's my number one. The thing I look out for the most is to be able to sing for a lot of people and that people feel the music I feel. That's amazing. To be able to share that emotion, it's beautiful. So I can't wait to do that at Eurosong. And if I can do that at Eurovision, oh my God.
Yes.
I've had I watch Eurovision normally each year. I forgot to watch it last year. I don't know. I think I don't remember why, but I don't remember the show anymore. But all the years before that, I watched it, and there have been some performances that have really marked my memory. 2017 Portugal, Salvador
Oh,
Sobral.
yeah.
Very, very jazzy,
That's a
very.
great one.
Your style, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Very beautiful performance.
Yeah, very jazzy, but also classical, and the way
Yeah.
he sang it was so
Like that.
True.
ah,
Very honest.
It felt like very intimate, you know, watching at a little stage in the crowd, and it's just him and the microphone, and he's just there expressing all these emotions. It was beautiful.
it's
Absolutely
beautiful.
beautiful.
That
Yeah.
was wow. And then another, like, I think everyone loves them, Maneskin.
Of
I
course.
love,
Yes.
especially their performance in Eurovision was so good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
You look like a little bit like Victoria, the one of the
Yes, I
components.
see it. I see it.
Thank you.
I'm-
That's a
I'm actually-
compliment.
I'm going to go to the Måneskin's concert in London in
May.
May. Måneskin's got concert, yeah. Måneskin's concert. So if you're in the UK in Liverpool, you're getting kind of bored, I've got a spare ticket if you want it, so you can come to Måneskin's concert. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
we'll do that. We'll do
Let's do it,
that.
let's do it. Okay. It's on the Monday of the Eurovision week, so it's not semi-final day either. But it's jury show. No, there's no jury show, is there? Is there anymore? Is there?
Yeah,
Because they
it's
keep having juries for semi-finals.
no. There are still.
Course. There are still jury shows. It's like a rehearsal, but yeah. Anyway, and now, coming to the end of the interview, we have a final question for you about more like Belgium-based artists. So we know that the juries of this dear Eurosong are some big names of Eurovision, like Laura Tesoro or Alexander Rybak. We know that you know already Laura Tesoro because she was in The Voice Kids, and even if you were not with her in her team, how do you feel about performing again in front of her? She like being her the Eurovision song for Belgium in 2016 with What's the Pressure? How do you feel about it? Like,
Top 10 as well. Good song.
Yes.
Um,
Do you talk with
So-
her, or do you?
You know, have you had any advice from her about Eurovision? Or
no, she's
you...
on the show. I don't remember. It's been a long time, but initially I wanted to choose Laura Tesoro, but she was blocked, so I couldn't choose her.
Yeah.
It's like this thing at The Voice, you can like block other judges.
Mm.
Oh,
Um,
really?
Yeah, so I couldn't choose her. But she's a very, very nice girl. Yeah, I really appreciate her. How will I feel performing again? I think it'll be funny for both of us because we know each other from The Voice Kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You've
great.
got Adam Rybak as well, fairy tale guy, you know, violin guy. He's going to be there watching you.
I know.
I'm so jealous.
I
Violin
know.
guy.
I was,
I'm so
it's so
jealous. It's my life. I
crazy
want to see him.
about it. He's like,
Is it
he's a kind of icon. You know, everybody
literally
knows
an
him.
icon?
Eurovision.
Literally. My
He's-
friend
he's
saw his concert in Norway
watching.
last month. He's going to be watching you. He's going to be judging your performance.
He's gonna be
Isn't that
judging my
crazy?
performance.
Yeah, I know. That's literally like it's right back there. That's like my dream. My dream is like to see him sing Fairy Tale live. I'll probably cry. But like you're gonna be the same room as him. That's not even fair. I mean, I should be Belgian so you can make me so I can like get right back to judge me, but there's no other way, literally. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You're absolutely
I'm
incredible.
so lucky. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed with this life I have.
Yeah, amazing.
You know, Nikki Tutorials is gonna be there. So
Literal queen's gonna be judging you. The Queen of Belgium.
Yeah.
Even though she's not the Queen of Belgium, but
crazy.
Yeah.
but that's Netherlands. She's Dutch. She's Netherlands. She's Netherlands.
Yeah, she's
It's-
but
Yeah, because she was hosting Eurovision last year. It's
Um,
amazing.
2021.
Oh, I love Nikki. Oh my god. You got literal like Eurovision royalty gonna be watching you.
Yeah,
yes.
it's gonna be amazing.
Amazing. That's gonna be so
Yeah.
much fun for you.
This year Eurosong is gonna be a great show. So yeah,
And
we
we'll
wish
be
you...
watching it next week.
Yeah, we'll be
We're
But
watching
also
you.
Eurovision. I've heard like a
Eurovision?
few entries from Ukraine and stuff. Nice songs.
Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine's called a Heart of Steel by Torchy. Is that you say it? I don't know say the group name. Yeah, it was good. I actually wanted it to win. I didn't think it would win, but it did, and I was like, brilliant, great song.
It's very different
like
from last year. Yeah,
Yeah,
also the
definitely. It's
Big names already chosen. For example, the girl from Israel, she's a queen.
Noah
Also,
Kirel.
so Noah
Her
Kirel.
music's amazing.
Okay, I'll check.
And
Yeah.
Sure.
Slovenia's band's chosen. They're really nice as well. I've spoken to them on Instagram. And who else? Cyprus has chosen the guy, Andrew Lambrou. Netherlands has chosen. But literally only 2 songs have been like actually chosen yet. And I think then Belgium's next, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think some NATO finals have semi-finals starting on Saturday as well. Like Norway's NATO finals on Saturday. So my friends are going to be in Norway watching it, like in the show. But yeah, Belgium think the next song to contribute their song, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exciting, actually.
It's
Yeah.
this Saturday. I can't believe it.
Literally in 1 week's time, it will happen.
Yeah.
That's it. I know.
Nice.
1
1
week's
week.
time.
Yeah. You will be
Great, you will be great. Yeah,
It'll
we
be
will be
amazing.
rooting for
Your voice is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
We'll be
in love with all
there
your
from
performances.
London,
From the
like watching you, like slay.
Slay.
Did it,
Darling,
yeah.
slay.
Yes.
Okay,
That
so
was great. You'll be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so to end, if you can send a message for
Our website, for our channel, Spain Eurovision Info, and for your fans in Spain, that I saw that you have a lot of fans already there in Spain, and they are rooting for you
Really?
also. Yeah, I saw that you are one of the favorites to win Eurosong. So
Yeah, you
yes,
are.
yes.
Yeah, you are. All the comments and videos are like, Gala to win. Her songs are beautiful. Get her to Eurovision. Gala for Eurovision 2023.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere I see, everyone's like, wants you to win.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
I think because you went to a festival Ikenges, that made you like more promotion, and it was like a really good good thing for you, because Euro fans, especially this year, they follow a lot Festival Ikenges, and when they knew that you were entering Eurosong for Belgium and you were in FIC performing with your dad, I think that was like a really good plus for you. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But also, like, yeah, your voice is amazing and your
Songs are amazing. I was literally in love with all your performances on The Voice Kids. They were so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, if you can send
A message for our
I
channel,
still have
Spain
3
Eurovision
minutes left
Info.
on the call.
Yeah.
Only 3 minutes left just to let you know, so really quick.
Yeah, that's enough. How do you say thank you so much in Spanish?
Muchas
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Yes.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Gracias. Okay. Hello, I'm Gala Dragot. Muchas gracias for all the support, and we'll see each other in Eurosong and maybe in Eurovision. Ciao.